Welcome to my Salon Doll Styles and Smiles Academy. In this segment, we are going to be curling Bryn's hair using the clip rollers. So today we're working in the kitchen so we can kind of show you how to use the clip-on chair. You just put her in the chair and plop her onto your little island. Just push her in, make her nice and tight in there. Okay, let's get her cape on and get ready to style. Okay, now the first thing that I always like to point out is how we take care of this hair, okay? Your investment is in the hair. So when you go through the snarls, you're not going to take your comb and you're not going to start ripping at the hair. See how gently my hand is moving down with the comb, down her hair. Look how all those snarls just easily come out and no hair comes out. And that is what you want to do each and every time that you start to style your doll's hair. Now if, for instance, you've just gotten done curling your doll's hair and there's lots of snarls in it, a wider tooth comb or a pick is going to be more appropriate to use when you're trying to get those heavier snarls out of her hair. Okay, now the very first thing, every good hairstylist knows how to make a nice good section. So we want to start at the bottom of her hair. So we are going to section off her hair. And you can use your fingers, you can use a rat tail comb. Right today I've got one of these combs and I'm just going to use the point of it like this. And you make a line like that. And see how the other hand comes around and grabs the other half? And this part of the comb kind of pushes the other hair down. Okay? What's kind of fun about the clip rollers is you get all these lovely little clips to help you just kind of clip back the hair. Okay, we're going to take a section. You can take a little bit bigger sections with these rollers than we have with the other rollers. So you can take a fairly good size section. And you grab your roller. Now, what you're going to do, a lot of times girls tend to want to start like this and start rolling up. You're actually going to not do that. You're going to start with the roller underneath the hair, and then you start wrapping it around, and then you're going to catch the end of the hair with the rest of the hair to roll around the hair that you started with. Now I'll show you that again so that it makes sense, but I'm going to roll it at an angle like this when I do the rollers. It gives it just a funner, little more spiral looking curl. Okay, so there we go. We're going to section it off. Now again, we're going to have the roller come underneath the hair. Now watch carefully here. I'm going to kind of move my hands out of the way. See how the hair comes underneath? And look, I'll point it out. It's wrapping all the way around. And then you're going to put the rest of the hair right on top of that end and roll it all the way back down. Just like that. Okay, one more. Here we go. Comb through it a little bit. Okay. Roller goes where? On the bottom part of the hair. Comes around. That end, you wrap around, and then the rest of the hair goes right on top of that end. And that secures the ends down in the hair. Okay, there's one section. Now remember, to make another section, just use a little corner of your comb. Sometimes you got to do a cut, like do little sections at a time. So that one, then you start about right there. Bring that one down. Just kind of work your way around the head. There we go. Okay. You want to make sure that you get all the hair, even if some of it gets kind of tucked down beneath. Grab that whole section so you don't leave any hair down there out. Hair on top. Roll the end around and roll it on top of the end. Okay. And when you're rolling the hair, you do want the hair to be pretty wet for these rollers. That's how you really need those ends to kind of wrap around the roller real good. So a little more than just damp on these. The other rollers, you can just dampen the hair. This one you need a little bit more wetness. I like to start at one end and work my way up. Okay, now remember girls, I'm making this look kind of pretty easy. This requires a little bit of time sometimes to kind of get the coordination down. So be patient with yourself as you learn and just keep practicing. Before you know it, you are going to be rolling hair like a pro, okay? So here we go. Let's just finish up with these last few rollers. I'm going to make our braids so cute and curly today. Okay, here we go. Now sometimes when you get a few of the layers, it gets a little tricky. So I want to show you around it like that. And if any of them slip out, just keep tucking them underneath. Tucking it around the roller. You see how nice it looks when you take sections instead of just trying to start grabbing hair at different parts? It's really good to take maybe 3, 4 sections about in all. I want you to really closely as I do this. Wraps it around. You can even start here and wrap it around first and then make your roller, the hair go on top of it. There's a few different ways you can do it. Okay, last one. Okay. All right, there we go. So now we're going to get our hooded dryer ready to go. And again, there's so many curls, it gets to be kind of a tight little squeeze to get all the rollers in. So you start at the bottom. You just gather all the rollers in the hood. Just kind of work it and be a little bit patient because they do fit. It just takes a minute. Okay. Okay. Now it takes, about 7 to 10 minutes to dry, depending on how hot your blow dryer gets, but about 10 is the general rule. Okay. If they don't all quite fit in, no worries about it because it'll still get heat from the dryer. So we're going to turn it on and we'll see you back here in 7 minutes to take out these gorgeous rollers for Bryn. Okay, let's see if she's all dry. Okay, this can be a little bit hot, so sometimes it might be good to turn it off and let it cool down just a little bit before you take it off. Okay. Okay. Let's take out the rollers. Oops. Drop them on the floor. Whee. Okay. Now once you get her all out, I like to kind of, like we do, just kind of divide the curls a little bit and kind of help them form their cute little, don't necessarily run your fingers through it, just kind of, let it kind of pull out. Have that cute little curl. If you run your fingers through it, it makes it a little bit fuzzy, kind of a brushed out curled look. Hold those ends together and let them just kind of bounce back. Peekaboo. Okay. Okay, you can just kind of play around with her and It's so fun to add little accessories once you get her all curled. So I would probably take, maybe do like a little bit of a braid and let her hair kind of come down, or put a little clip in it and let her curls just flow from it. Actually, I'm going to grab this little clip right here. Just kind of. Anyway, you can have fun with her once she's curled. There's so many fun things that she can do. She's beautiful. Thank you for joining my Salon Doll Styles and Smiles Academy. And remember, the #1 beauty secret is a smile.